Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new episode. Welcome back to a new video with JP Living the Dream. So as you've probably already guessed guys by the thumbnail and the title of the video, this one is all about pricing work, how I go about pricing my gardening works. Quite a few people have messaged me and asked me, would you do a little bit of content around what you do to price works and potentially how much you can expect to earn as a gardener. Now this may or may not help people. People who are long in the trade might have a different idea about pricing work than I do, but you do fall into your own sort of rhythm, and your pricing in your head is worked out on what suits the needs of your business and your life and your lifestyle. So, but for anyone thinking of starting a little gardening business, then this might help you a little bit to understand the do's and don'ts, in my opinion, and what to look out for. So without further ado, when I first started, which is some years ago now, I, by my own admission, was inexperienced at pricing the kind of works that I wanted to do for people. I like to do the landscaping side and the I love cutting grass and stuff like that, but I love doing garden clearances and transforming a very overgrown space into something that's, nice. So when I started pricing jobs like that, big clearance works, when I first started, I was thinking to myself, well, this is going to be a day's work in here. I'll come and I'll trim all that down and I'll cut the grass and I'll do this. I'll be here for the day, and I want £150 a day. If I can make £150 a day, if I work for 6 days, I'm in business. I've got loads of money. Or so I thought. Now, there's two things wrong with that. £150 I was considering to be all my own wages. So wasn't taking into account fuel to get to the job, fuel for the machinery, any potential breakdowns I may have that might be costly with the machinery. I wasn't thinking about your consumable items. By consumable items, I mean, gloves, wipes, your waste bags that you have to renew from time to time. They get holes in them, stuff like that you need to regularly buy. And I wasn't considering any of that. I was just thinking £150 a day times 6 days, brilliant. So, and also the other thing with that is the job, if you rush into it and just tell somebody a price off the cuff, £150, your eyes are on the prize, on the money. Your eyes aren't when you're inexperienced at pricing, you don't really look at the job in as much depth as you do when you've got some experience under your belt, let me tell you that. So quite often, by my own admission here, hands up guys, when I didn't have the experience, I'd race ahead and I'd price these jobs. And I was winning work left, right and centre. And I thought, here we go, this is something I found my niche, I'm good at this. Then I'd get to the job and I'd start strimming or brush cutting or whatever. And it would take me hours. I'd be 2 hours solid, it's back-breaking work. And you think, wow, there's loads to do here. I'm not even a quarter of the way through this. And I've still got to rake everything up, bag it up. I've still got to cut them hedges, those trees. Then he wants the lawn over there mowing. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, all this for £150. And you're getting home at night and you're getting in the bath and your body aches from head to toe. And you suddenly start thinking, it occurs to you after a few months of it, I needed more money really for that, for what I've put my body through, my mind through, and the work that I've done. I needed a bit more money. So the way I look at things is you take into account your consumable items, as I've mentioned. You have public liability insurance, well, you should do. You do any damages or whatever, to the public's property, or you've got to have something to fall back on, to help you out. So you got public liability. You run your van, or your car, or whatever you're using. You have got diesel. You've got servicing, MOT, tax, insurance to pay in your van. You've also got a wealth of tools in the back of your van that, whether you've brought them brand new or, whether they're second hand or whatever they've got, they all cost money and they're your livelihood. Now, they will need renewing at times. So you've got to have enough, you've got to keep squirreling a little bit away into your business. So if your mower suddenly blows up on a job, you need a bit of cash in your business to go to your supplier and say, I need a new mower now, guys, or I need to get a second-hand mower and go and buy one from the marketplace or whatever. If you're just earning enough just as a wage every day, you're not allowing for any of that. So what I do now is I take that all into account, and I have a figure in my head, a daily figure that I need to make before I consider making any profit for myself. Now, taking all of those consumable items and monthly things that go out and equipment and stuff like that and fuel for everything to work, I sort of work on £50 to £60 a day to get myself to the jobs, to pay for all of those things, and then anything after £50 in a day I can pay myself as a wage. So what I would do with a clearance job now, if I know that it's pretty much a day's work, it would be 3 hours trimming, brush cutting, hedge cutting, tree cutting, whatever, 2 hours raking up, tidying up, half an hour cutting lawns, half an hour trimming, and again bagging up waste and whatever and taking away. If I've worked for 6 hours solid, I take the £50 as my starting figure. Now, what else do I need now for a wage for putting myself through 6 hours of grueling stuff? I'd be somewhere there now at pricing that big clearance job. Bear in mind, you got your tip fees, which are £40 a load in this van for me. So you got your £50, you got your 40 for the tipping, you got £90. So let's say £100 straight away that I need to earn. So I've earned that. I've earned my 50 for keeping the business running. I've got my tipping charges in that to go take to the green waste to the recycling centre. So now I need a bit of a wage for the day for myself. And nowadays, I want £220. That's what I want, because you could get rained off the next day and not work, not turn a wheel. Something you don't think about when you first start. What if I get rained off? What if I get an injury and I'm limping for a couple of days and I can't really work effectively? I want £220 a day wages, plus my money for anything else, like the tipping charges and your consumable items and your insurances and stuff. So that would be a £320 garden clearance for me, and that's how I would price that work. So I know that I've paid for everything for the business. I've got enough there to put a little bit away in each week, so I can build up money for plant if I ever need it. And then I've got myself a wage, and then you try and accumulate that through the week. Now, if you have a great week and you're in work every day and you're doing jobs like that, you come to the end of the work and you've earned a very tidy figure. But, like I say, in the UK, we're not always blessed with the gorgeous weather that we're experiencing right now. We get a few weeks of it a year, and then you're on the back foot playing catch up because all your gardens are waterlogged, it's raining every day, or whatnot, or your van breaks down. You go into the garage and you get a £300, £400 bill for your van. That money's got to come out of your business, so you've got to be squirreling away. You've got to keep on squirreling a little nest egg for a rainy day, so to speak. That's how you do it. Now, there the garden clearance works. Mowing lawns, right, is what a lot of people think. I'm going to get a little gardening business and I'm going to start mowing everybody's lawns and it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be skipping around with my little mower and my strimmer and I'm going to earn loads of money. Wrong. You're not going to earn loads of money unless you've got regular customers and you can cram as many of them into one day as you can. For argument's sake, I've got probably 15 customers that are just lawn mowing only. Now, I pick the days of the week that I'm going to do them, and I've selected them they're all in the same postcode. And so I can get round 7 or 8 lawns a day comfortably with strimming as well and taking green waste away to the tip. But I don't charge an hourly rate, of course. I charge a visit rate. And some of those gardens, if they're quite small, like a postage stamp new build garden, they might be a £25 mow, blow and go, as we call it. But there are some gardens I've got, which I showed you in the past, some country style gardens where you're mowing in excess of 2,000 square metres of lawns. Well, that's an £80 visit. And all right, some people will say, well, you wouldn't get that in my area, but I can't help the way that my area is, and that's the price I'd given them, and that's what they've accepted. So there's lots of things to think about. You can't just think, I'm going to jump in, get out the van here, mow the grass. What happens again when it rains for a week and everyone says, I don't want you mowing the lawn today. My lawn's underwater. You're just going to ruin my grass. I need you to put it off for another week. Then you're left with no work that week. So you need fill-in work to try and keep the wheel turning and keep some money coming in. So I have a variation of works that I do. I could be weeding and border work one day, garden clearances the next, landscaping, installing raised borders, barks, flower beds, pulling ivy off the side of houses, lots and lots of different things you can do. But if you have a multitude of work and you're pricing a multitude of work, you've always got something for the days where the weather's not too good to you. And that's how you've got to think, really, guys. You have got to think of your fundamentals, your consumables, and what you comfortably need to live on. You might be the type of person that comes to the end of the week, goes out at the weekend, takes the missus out, or whatever, £150 meal out, go to the cinema, whatever you do, and you're spending £250 a weekend just on your social lives. You might lead a very simple life, and none of that happens, and you just put all your money in the bank, and you're living well. Whatever your lifestyle choice is, you need to make your business work to support that, which is why we all come to work in the first place. So I hope that's helpful, guys, in a nutshell, on how I go about pricing my gardening works. If you do have any other questions, feel free to drop me a comment there below, and I, as always, will get back to you. But yeah, for today's video, that pretty much explains, I think, how I go about pricing my work. And I hope it's helpful to you guys. So you won't want to miss the next video, next week's video. I've got a really lovely job to get to. I've just won it, been told I've been awarded it. It's lovely, it's something a little bit different. You're going to see some different tools of mine that I'll be using. And I'm hoping we're going to have another very happy customer, guys. So stick with the channel. Thanks ever so much to each and every one of you for watching. Even more of you, thanks to you, those of you who like the videos and comment on them for me, whether it's good or bad. I can take constructive criticism, guys. I'm not an experienced vlogger or YouTuber. I'm still learning, and the channel's still in its infancy. But I do appreciate each and every one of you for sticking with me. So feel free to ask any questions, guys. Other than that, enjoy your weekends. This is JP, living a dream, over and out. Ta-da!